Coach Bart Bowen is coming into his third season as the head coach of the Logan High Grizzlies as we kind of wrap up our interviews with high school coaches in Region 11. And it's been fun talking to the coaches. We're excited to find out about Logan High. Coach Bowen, thanks for your time today and helping us understand what the Grizzlies have in store for them this year.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
First off, you're coming into your third season. This isn't your first rodeo as a head coach, obviously. You've had coaching experience, but coming into your third season now at Logan High, what are some of the things that you're noticing, the trends that exist at Logan High with their football program and how you're kind of trying to change the culture there or provide and produce a more successful football program?
Yeah, I mean, we're coming in, we're, instituting a blue-collar mentality. We come in, we'll work hard, and we're just getting good kids that want to learn football and get better at football. And we coach everybody, and we try to develop talent here.
Coach, one thing that looking at your offense, they were 16th in 4A last year in scoring at 21.5 points per game. With 6 returning starters, do you feel like your offense will improve this year?
I do. We got a quarterback coming back that's got a year of experience, and, he made first-year starting quarterback mistakes last year that we've fixed a lot of those. Our offensive line, some of them have experience, but they're very coachable kids. They work hard. Our backfield is very dynamic. We can do a ton of things with them. We can put them out in the slot. We can run in between the tackles. And Gage Jensen coming back at wide receiver, he was a big threat for us last year. And so we've got some tools that we can do some damage with.
And with, as Ajay alluded to, you've got quite a bit of experience coming back on that offensive side, and that's certainly got to give you a heads up, or not a heads up, but a leg up. Maybe that's the right word I'm looking for in preparing for this upcoming season. Having that experience back really make a big difference for a high school team.
Absolutely. When kids are comfortable in the offense, they've got players around them that they've played with before and they trust. They go out with a little bit more confidence and, they play more physical and faster. So we're excited to have them back.
And then defensively for you guys, you got 7 returning starters in a 3-4 defense. One of them's Matt Mason, who's also a running back and plays free safety on the other side. Can you tell us about your defense and what you expect of them?
Yeah, defense, they're hungry. They want to put people on their backs. They want to push them into the backfield on every play. They run to the ball. They tackle well. They're aggressive. So we're excited for them. Almost every kid that's on the defense this year has significant playing time on the defense. We only have, I think, 2 that are brand new to the defensive side of the ball. So, a lot of experience there, some really good leadership. So we're excited.
And Coach, when you looking about the schedule, I mean, the season's really fast approaching, starting next week. But you've got a pretty interesting mix of games where different teams that you're facing. You're going up to Idaho. You're facing Viewmont. You got some 5A schools on your schedule. What's your philosophy about putting together your non-region schedule and what you like to put your team through before you start region play?
We like to have a mix of different schemes. So we're seeing a triple option team in Juan Diego. We're seeing a power I team out of Highland. Viewmont's going to sprinkle in some wing tee stuff. So we just try to get a mix of stuff so our kids can see that, this is my job. These are my rules. I just got to get it done against whatever front we see or whatever offense we see. And then as far as, sometimes it's hard scheduling when there's only 13 4A schools. You have to jump a classification to get, some games. And we try to find teams that, we match up well against. I don't necessarily want to go against a juggernaut 6A school, but we want enough competition that our kids are being tested because in our region, we're going to be tested every week. There's not a down week.
That's what I was going to ask you about as well, Coach. Again, Coach Bowen here joining us on the Full Court Press, Logan Head Football Coach. Regional is your third year into the region. Obviously, you've seen some of the best come into it. What have you learned about Region 11? What do you expect to see of it this year?
The biggest thing, you got to keep players healthy because you're not going to get any time to rest them. You're coming against the best of the state every week. Skyview's won the title the last 2 years. Ridgeline's on their way up. So, we just have to make a great game plan. We have to get our kids to buy into it, go out and play hard, be confident. Nerves in this region are huge because there's 5 schools within, 15, 20 miles of each other. So everybody knows each other. The emotions come in. They're hot. Teenagers, they sometimes don't know how to really keep those in check. So us as coaches have to help them kind of navigate that. And, it's a lot of fun, but it's definitely pretty stressful throughout the weeks.
Amen to that. I mean, certainly you see that on the front lines more than we do. Coach, we were obviously we know that Mountain Crest has a new head coach, and we've heard that some other staffs have made some tweaks to their coaching staffs. Is your coaching staff the same, or have you made some changes as well?
No, it's the same as last year. We've had one coach resign. He was just too busy to coach, but I've kept most of my staff intact, and that's good. The coaching staff's cohesive. We're all speaking the same language. We're working together. We draw a lot of stuff on the whiteboard. Hey, how about this? How about this? How do we make this better? And so, it's kind of nice keeping everybody together on the staff.
Speaking of coaching staffs, you're a graduate of Bear River High. Did you play under Coach Wise?
Yeah, I did. He was, first year was my junior year.
How was that?
I love the guy. He's a great dude. He taught me a lot. Came in and just basically worked us to death and taught us to be champions. And that's kind of the approach I try to bring in is you got to work for everything you want. And if you work hard enough, you might get there. But if you don't, you're going to be a lot better off.
And you spent one season at Cottonwood in 2018. What have you learned? What's the biggest lessons you learned from going from such high-level football like Cottonwood in their class? Not saying that Region 11 isn't, but obviously the talent difference is pretty big. What have you learned from there now coming to Logan and playing, I guess, against 4A squads?
Yeah, so I was actually at Cottonwood for 2 years,
Oh, okay,
17 and 18.
All right.
But, we're going up against the Corner Canyons, Jordan, Alta, Brightons. I had 25 kids on my varsity team, and 9 of them were freshmen when I was there. So, it's relieving to have, like, the amount of talent that I have, the depth pieces, and then going against teams that are similar in that sense. But, I enjoyed my time at Cottonwood, but definitely didn't have the numbers or the talent that I have here. So, I can do a lot more stuff with the talent pool I have here.
Hey, Coach, I want to circle back about scheduling for just a quick moment. You've already mentioned Stansbury and their style, but we didn't mention where that game's being played. You get to be part of this Rocky Mountain kickoff. You get to have a game up at Utah State. Just what's that like to be able to go into a big arena like that and the potential to have more fans there to watch you guys play on a Division I football field?
It's really fun. My first year here, we played Preston up there, and brand new locker room. The kids get a feel of what it's like to play in a college stadium. All our kids that have aspirations of playing college football, they get to see what that's like. That the energy is high because it's a new experience. You got way more fans in the stadium. It's an awesome experience, and I love giving our kids a chance to play in the school that I graduated from, and I spent so many years in the stands watching. And so, anytime we get asked to do that, I step up. And Stansbury's a quality opponent, and they're going to test us pretty well. And we're just going to come out and play our best for that game.
And then one other thing kind of related to scheduling is RPI and how that affects schools. And you already mentioned the type of schools you'll like to face for, just to learn different or face different styles to prepare your team and understanding the rules and roles of what they have to do. But how do you feel about that scheduling and how it can affect RPI and your potential position in the postseason?
I mean, from the last 2 years, it's kind of come down to if you win games, your RPI is going to be high. But also, if you're playing teams that win games, you're going to be a lot higher. So we want to schedule teams that are going to go out and win football games for us. If we go out and beat them, that's a huge bump in our RPI. If we lose, but that team goes on and wins 10 games, our RPI is still going to be a lot higher. So we definitely want to schedule teams that are going to contribute to that RPI score. But at the same time, I think sometimes it's a crapshoot. You might schedule a team in January that you think is going to be awesome, and they come out and lay a goose egg for you. And so, you just kind of have to schedule almost guessing and then play your best and win football games. Because if you go 10-0, your RPI, you've done everything you can for that RPI.
Well, Coach, we're excited to see what Logan Head's going to look like this year with a lot of returners, perhaps the team in Region 11 with the most returning starters coming back. So excited to see what that does for you and the Grizzlies this year. Season opener next Friday at Viewmont and the home opener on the 20th against Juan Diego. Best of luck to you and your team coming up this upcoming football season.
Good luck, Coach.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.